Hello and welcome to another episode of Conversations with Ness. Last week, we looked at couching our mission and vision statements. And this week, I want to get into setting goals. If you remember from last week's episode, I did mention that we need key performance indicators to help us to know whether we are on track with our mission and our vision. So I just want to touch on goals, how to go about setting them, and how they can help you, how you can use them as tools to reaching and achieving your vision and accomplishing your mission in life. Now, by goals, we are talking about very specific objective targets that help to break down your vision into small achievable chunks. Now, when we speak of vision, we are talking of something that is grand, something that is usually not achieved in a day or two. It's something that happens over time. Your goals are going to help you ensure that, one, you don't go off track, you don't lose sight of what you're trying to achieve, but that you have built into your life systems that support the realization of your vision. And that for me is what goals are for. So every year when we get up and set out so many goals, my question whenever I am trying to set goals are around how these goals contribute to my overall vision for my life and how that contributes to the mission of my life. And so that is what I just want to get us to doing, viewing our goals as tools that enable us get to our vision. I just want to remind you again that this series is based off on the book by Professor Adai, Living by Strategies. So if you are in Ghana, you can get it from any bookshop. You could also visit his website and purchase it from there. So we'll start from the very basics. SMART goals. At this point, I believe a lot of us have heard what SMART goals are. Every goal you set should try and meet this metric of SMART. It has to be something that is sustainable. It shouldn't be far-fetched. Something you can reasonably do within your means. Measurable shouldn't be something vague. There should be some metric on it. How will you know when you have achieved the goal? There should be something that should enable you measure the thing. Whether it's a number that you would have reached, for instance, if it's money you're trying to save or a financial goal, to say maybe you want to save up to 500,000 this year. It's measurable. Then it has to be achievable or attainable. Is it something you can achieve? Looking at your salary, your income, is it possible that you will be able to save up to 500,000 this year? And then it has to be realistic. I think I have touched on realistic indirectly as I spoke about achievable, but really be realistic with yourself. If you earn 100,000 a year, how are you going to try and save 500,000 in that same year? It's not realistic. And then it has to be time bound. You don't just say, oh, I'm going to save 500,000, period. You don't say that and leave it there. What time frame do you intend to achieve this? 1 year. That's the time limit. Putting a time frame ensures that you are pacing yourself. You don't leave it so open that sometimes it can fall off along the way because there was no time limit. You are just saving and saving and saving till you get to 500,000. But it's always better to put a time limit to it because in a certain way, the 500,000 is not just a target. It is also the amount of time it takes you to get to that 500,000. So sometimes I feel like putting a time stamp on it also becomes like a boost for you to keep going and trying to get there. The other side of goals will be SWOT analysis. Now, the reason why SWOT analysis for me are important is that, first of all, SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and your threats. You are looking at internal and external. The reason why a SWOT analysis, when properly done, helps you to set proper goals and achieve them is that you take into consideration what you have and what you don't, what works in your favor and what doesn't. And you're able to work around that to create systems that will help you get to your goal and ultimately reach your vision. So in a SWOT analysis, you're looking at what strengths do I have? In me trying to save up 500,000, what strengths do I have that can help me reach this 500,000 goal that I'm setting? It could be anything. It could be just your drive. Like when you say you are going to get something done, you get it done. It doesn't matter. It could be your thinking abilities, how you're able to come up with new things that will help you to save up or create and generate new income to get you to that 500,000. So what are the strengths that you have that will aid you in reaching this goal? Then we look at our weaknesses. What are your weaknesses? Maybe you're a shopaholic. Maybe you are an impulse buyer. Maybe you give too liberally. Anybody asks you for anything and it's gone, you just give it to the person, whether it's going to be at your detriment or not. While giving is a good thing and we encourage it, you also must do it with wisdom. So what are the weaknesses that are in me that can hinder the progress of this goal and ultimately reaching my vision? Then we go to opportunities. What opportunities do I have? Trust fund. It's an opportunity. Not everybody has it. If you have a great job that pays you well, that's an opportunity. If you live in an environment that encourages you to do more, to, step into new spaces, that's an opportunity. Not everybody has that. That's your opportunity. And opportunities are different for everybody. They come in different ways. If you have a support system that will help you, you have great friends who speak life into you, who lend a helping hand when you need it. Do you have friends that will go out of their way to come and support your side hustle, give you free advice, lend their talents and their skills to you? That's an opportunity. Not everybody has it. Take hold of it. Then you look at your threats. What is in my environment that can threaten this thing from happening? What is in my environment that has the potential to work against me? Usually these things are external and so we may not really be able to control them, but being aware of them will help you to create a buffer so that in case anything happens, at least you are in the know and you took some action or put in some measures to ensure that the impact is minimal, right? So it's mitigating effects. That is one reason why I recommend doing a SWOT analysis even before you set your goals, because it puts into perspective what you have, what you don't have, what's in the your environment that can work for you, and what's in the environment that has the potential to work against you, and you're able to use all that to work for you. So by all means, always do a SWOT analysis before you set out to write out any goals and make any plans. Now, because we are talking about living by strategy, I'm going to suggest a few areas of our lives that can set goals on. No, in fact, areas of our life where we should set goals on. One is our physical lives. Your body is what keeps you here. If you're not taking good care of it, unfortunately, you are shortening your lifespan. You are reducing your chances of staying here longer and achieving that vision that is in your heart. So setting goals around physical life. Then the spiritual life. Do not be deceived. You have a spirit, you have a soul, you live in a body. Take good care of your spiritual life. Draw closer to God. Don't leave things to chance and think that the universe came out of some big bang or whatever other theory that exists. Just saying. Your professional life, career, your business, set goals around that. Don't be lazy. It makes you a busybody. It just gives you so many opportunities to do wrong because you're not being productive in some way, right? So your professional life is also really important. Then your finances. You might be getting a lot of income. What are you doing with it? You may not be getting as much, but you want to build much. You want to save. You want to invest. That goes around your finances. That goes around your relationships. Whether you're married, whether you're single, you have friends, you have family. How do you manage those relationships? Set goals around them. Your intellectual life. Some people feel like when they leave school, that's the end. We don't need to read. We don't need to do anything that has to do with books. Yeah, I understand. Some people are traumatized from their school experiences, but please do not allow school experiences to rob you of the good things you can learn outside of school. There are lots of books that can enhance your thinking, open up your mind, and help you understand better the world you live in and make better contributions to it. So set goals around intellectual life. That helps in all honesty. So I feel these are key areas of our lives where we should have goals on them throughout every year. Always have a plan concerning what you're doing with your physical life, your spiritual life, your finances, your family life, relationships, intellectual life, your professional life. Always have a plan on what you are going to be doing, on how you are running the areas of life. So for instance, I have done for spiritual life, at least 30 minutes in personal devotion and prayer each day. And then on physical life, 90% of my diet will consist of whole foods, exercise 4 times a week for at least 30 minutes, and do a 10K walk every day, Monday to Saturday. These are key performance indicators of your vision. When you set the goal concerning what you want to achieve, you are telling yourself, this is what I am expecting from me in this period of time. And this and this and that are the things I'm going to do to ensure that I get there. So for instance, I read on my spiritual life that my goal is to at least spend 30 minutes in devotion every day. Some people will say read through the Bible every year. For instance, if we take read through the Bible every year, that's a big. I want to finish the Bible completely in the course of 1 year. How am I going to be able to do that? I am going to spend 30 minutes reading in the morning, 30 minutes reading in the evening before I go to bed. So ensuring that every morning have I done my 30 minutes of Bible reading. Every evening have I done my 30 minutes of Bible reading. Those are small steps that you're taking towards the bigger thing, which is reading my Bible throughout the year. So the big goal is I want to read my Bible throughout the year. How am I going to get it done? I'm going to read 30 minutes every morning and every evening. So those are goals. We can get very caught up in setting big things and never come around to do it. I think that is the reason why a lot of people never achieve their goals every year. They set them year on year, and they never get achieved. Sometimes it's too vague. That's the reason why, one, you need to go through your SWOT analysis. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What opportunities are available for you? And what threats exist or that have the potential to impede and stop your progress or prevent you from reaching these goals? Then, as you are setting the goals and writing them down, you're asking yourself, is this sustainable? Is it measurable? Can I look at it and say, oh yeah, this is the measure. This is how we are going to look at it and say, oh yeah, we've actually done this thing. Is it attainable or achievable? Is it realistic? Is there a time limit to it to ensure that we are not sitting down and setting vague things, and at the end of the year, we'll be wondering, how is it that I wrote all these things down and I never came around to do it? So breaking the vision down into goals and creating steps, step by step. This is how we are going to get it done. That is what will really help you get it done. My goal is I want to live a spiritually healthy life. I'm going to read my Bible every year. Take it 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening. The goal is that you want to read the whole Bible. That's the metric. The time period is for the year. We've gone an extra step to say we're going to read 30 minutes every morning, 30 minutes every evening. Do you see it? So it's not just some vague thing that I've said, oh, I'll read my Bible this year. No, I will recommend that whenever you set a goal, you follow it up immediately with a plan on how you're going to achieve the goal. Make it part of the goal so that you don't just write things down and then you don't really have a plan on how you are going to achieve it. Make the plan an integral part of the actual goal that you are setting. So you realize that I'm not just saying I'm going to read my Bible throughout the year, but I'm saying this is how I'm going to do it. I'll spend 30 minutes reading it in the morning and in the evening. Somebody will say, I'm going to read 4 chapters a day. Okay, how are you going to read those 4 chapters a day? I'll read 1 chapter, I'll read 2 chapters in the morning, and I'll read 2 chapters in the evening. That's a plan. The goal is we are reading the Bible throughout the year. The sub goal on a daily basis is I'm going to read 2 chapters in the morning for 30 minutes. I'm going to read 2 chapters in the evening for 30 minutes. That's a solid goal with a plan integrated into it. If you are following it, there's no way you're going to miss it. So at the end of the day, if you're trying to build your spiritual life, you didn't just set a goal, but you had a plan inherent in that goal. There's a marker, there's a key performance indicator within that goal. So at the end of the year, if you did not read the whole Bible, that's on you. That'll be because you did not follow through with the plan. You did not follow through with the goal that you set. Yeah, I hope that this is helping you. If there's anything you need clarity on, if there's anything you'd like for me to address, kindly put it in the comment section. If there's any contribution that you would also like to make, please be kind, put it in the comment section. And thank you for joining me on today's episode of the Living by Strategy series. I will see you in our next episode. Goodbye.